Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 perfumes for the spring and summertime because it's getting warm here and I just really wanted to share with you guys some scents I've been enjoying and loving lately. So without further ado, let's get to the recommendations. I'm going to talk about them in the order of the size I have them in, from the smallest to the largest. So let's start off first with a classic. This is Versace's Bright Crystal perfume. This is a very citrus, fresh and floral scent that I feel like is a crowd pleaser. It's inoffensive and something you can wear for every single day. You can tell that I've been using quite a bit of it, and I think this is what the color pink would actually smell like. It's soft, it's very gentle, and it overall just makes you feel really happy. And I think Bright Crystal is the perfect way to describe it. It is just a perfume I've been reaching for a lot lately, and I think it's something that in the springtime it really just radiates and makes you feel like a bouquet, and something once you spray it on you just feel a bit lighter and fresher throughout the day. It's not too heavy and it's one of those scents that just really complements your look, give you a touch of elegance and softness. Now looking at this, the top notes are said to be yuzu, pomegranate and ice. I don't get the yuzu, which is a citrus fruit, a lot, and neither do I get the pomegranate, but I do get kind of the icy feeling. You feel like it's a quite cool fragrance. You don't actually feel cold when you spray it, but you know, it's that hint of cold air, and I think that's something that comes through. So in the top I don't really get the citrus too much, but rather I smell it throughout the day. And in the middle notes it's said to be peony, lotus and magnolia, which I definitely get more. To me this is more like I said, a floral and bouquet kind of perfume. I definitely get the lotus. It's again this fresh water based floral, and it's just so nice for the summer days when you're hot and you're just walking through. And then in the base we have some musk, mahogany and amber, which definitely gives it more depth and lasts longer. Because this is an eau de toilette, it actually does not have a huge concentration of the actual perfume in it, so I would say on my skin it lasts around 5 hours before it starts to fade. But even when it fades, if you press it really close to your skin you can smell it. And I think this one has a pretty good sillage and projection. People around you can definitely smell you, but it's one of those where it's not super loud. It's when they're closer to you they're like, oh, that's a pretty nice scent. It's quite comforting. You can't really hate it, I think, but again, that's not typically a good thing because that means it's not very special. People can't really tell that you're wearing Bright Crystal, which is something, if you want to make it like a signature scent, this one might miss the mark there. But apart from that, I think it's quite nice. I have the 30 ml, so I can put it in my travel bag and just reapply it throughout the day. This one is a great option, and I think if you're looking for an inoffensive fresh floral, this is your way to go. Next up, another 30 ml bottle I have is Nina by Nina Ricci. Look how gorgeous this bottle is. It's like this beautiful apple. It's kind of like the Snow White apple vibes. I love the packaging, and as you can tell I made quite a nice dent in it. I've been loving this one, reaching for it a ton lately. This is quite a sweet and fruity perfume, and it's more of an apple one, but I also get some of the citrus, which is a note I've been loving a lot for summer. I think citrus is just a really nice sour and sweet note that really just makes you feel refreshed. I love citrus in my perfumes, and this one also is just generally quite refreshing. This is also another eau de toilette, which means it isn't the most long-lasting perfume, but let's take a look at the notes. And it is said that the top notes are lemon and lime, which I do get. You definitely get that citrus hint. It's almost like you open like a bottle of Sprite, but without the stickiness to it. It's really just crisp and beautiful. And then in the middle notes we have some Granny Smith apple, praline, peony and some white florals. So the apple of the Granny Smith is the green apple, so it definitely again emphasizes that sour note and very crisp and clean. I get the apple note a lot, and in fact that's my top note when I smell this on me, and later on the citrus comes out a bit more. I don't get the praline as much. That makes it too gourmand and I think too sweet. So for me, I definitely get the apple and the peony. Peony is a scent I really love. I think it's just one of those crowd pleasers. It's very soft and refreshing as a pink floral, and I don't get the white floral as much either. I think the peony shows up a lot more on my skin. And finally, in the base notes we have apple tree, musk and cedarwood. Again, the apple tree and the cedarwood really just gives it that earthiness, makes it feel like a more realistic fruit scent, I think, rather than just a straight up artificial apple scent. And the musk again gives it a little bit of longevity. I do like this perfume a lot, and I think it's something that people can smell on you. Again, very similar to Bright Crystal by Versace. It's something, if people are close to you, they can smell it and they think it's quite nice and refreshing. It's not something that's super long lasting. I guess this is also a 5-hour perfume, more like the 4-hour mark. It's not the most long lasting, but again, this one's so cute to just take out of your purse and reapply. It's gorgeous. 30ml is so nice, and it has lasted me quite a while. And yeah, definitely recommend this if you're looking for apple citrus scents. Next up on my list is Idle by Lancome. This is an eau de parfum, which means it is more highly concentrated and tends to last longer. And this one is a beautiful fruity rose scent. It's the one I'm wearing on my skin today and one I've been loving a lot. I don't like the bottle as much. It's very flat and hard to store, but this is quite unique. There's a little dent in it. And I have this in a 50ml size. I do love spritzing this on me just in the morning. It's this sweet, and like I said, you have that fruitiness in it, which makes it really juicy and just overall very playful. And I do love pink rose in my perfumes. I think it just is a note that really stands out to me, and it's not one of those overly powdery roses like Chloe. This is more like just a freshly picked rose. Looking at the top notes, we have some pear and bergamot as well as pink pepper. These are notes I smell quite predominantly in this perfume. The pear, like I said, it's very juicy and it's just very ripe. The bergamot, not as much, but I think that's more of the middle note for me. As it fades a little, I get a little bit of citrus, and then the pink pepper definitely comes through. It's just something that adds an extra spice to it and a little bit of, I wouldn't say powderiness, but the pink pepper gives it a little spice and kick to it that is just a little bit differentiated from every other rose perfume out there in the market. And then in the middle, we have definitely our rose and some jasmine as well. The jasmine makes it a little bit sweeter in my opinion and longer lasting. And lastly, base, we have white musk, vanilla, patchouli, and cedar. I don't really smell the vanilla on me. That one I think is something that is missing for me, but definitely I get a little bit of the patchouli, which is a little bit dirty and green, which I think is quite nice. This perfume, I would say, it's not super unique where that people smell, they think, oh, it's Lancome Idle. It's more like, oh, it's like quite distinguished as a rose scent, and it's not super generic, but it's not something that people can smell immediately. But I do love it for just daily wear, and I think it's something that you can wear in the morning or even evenings. It's very elegant. You can wear it out. The projection is very nice. People can definitely smell it on you, maybe like a few meters away, but it's not super strong. People just get that sweet rose, and I actually get complimented on this one a lot because the lasting powers on this is quite nice. I would say 8 hours. All Lancome perfumes last a long time on me, and this one is no exception. 8 to 10 hours easily, and the fade is very nice. It's not super like harsh, and it doesn't turn weird on my skin, so really love this one. Next up is one of the more recent perfumes in my collection, is Glass House's Sunset in Capri. This is actually, I think it's a re-release, but this used to be a very iconic candle scent, and I think it was limited edition, but people loved it so much they brought it back and actually gave it a eau de parfum, which I'm so happy about. This is one of the best fragrances I've tried recently that is newer in my collection, and I have been wearing it so much lately. If you watched my perfume haul video, I love it, and I described it as a peach tea on a beach walk, which is still what I think of it as. It's just the most interesting and unique combinations of flavors that just makes me feel so happy in the summertime. You can think of this as a sweet fruity scent with a little bit of green notes in it. It's really quite a unique combination that just works super well. The top notes are white peach, some green notes, currant buds, and mandarin orange. For me, the top notes definitely are the white peach, just peaches in general. You just smell it and it is just juicy and ripe. And what I love about this one is that the peach doesn't feel artificial. It smells like you literally just had like a peach. You know that scent of peaches where it's not super strong, but you get that juiciness? That is what it smells like. It really replicates it really well. And you get some of the green notes. I wouldn't say it's like an actual tea scent, but you get the leaves and it has a little bit of bitterness to it, which I think is gorgeous. I think it just really gives it a little bit of a unique edge. I don't smell the mandarin too much. I don't get the citrus, at least in top notes. Maybe in the fade I get it a little bit more, but definitely peaches and the leaves and green notes. In the middle, again, the white peach is quite linear. It just goes throughout. You have some jasmine and lily. I don't think the white floral is something that predominantly comes to me, but I think now that I see it and mention it, I can feel it, because you do have a little bit of, I don't know, when I think of white florals, I always think of it as giving it some thickness to the perfume. It just gives it a little bit extra something. I do like it a lot. And in the base we have sea notes, amber, and again musk. The sea notes come through. It does smell salty on your skin a little bit, but it's not like the Himalayan sea salt or anything. It's literally like the waves crashing at you and you are sipping something or just biting onto a peach. It's very subtle, but it gives it an edge, and I think this is quite a distinctive perfume. People definitely know and recognize it if they smelled it before, and it's just something that is very easy to wear every day, and the projection isn't bad. I wouldn't say people can smell it. It's quite an up close scent, and on you can definitely smell it throughout the day. This lasts a good 8 hours on me. Really long lasting on my skin, and it doesn't turn sour or anything. It's a very gentle fade, and as for all these perfumes, I really like it when they fade nicely into each other. They don't turn all like strange and weird with each other. This one's just absolutely beautiful. I think in the summertime this is something I'll be reaching for a ton, and I just love the cap. It's magnetic. It's just an extra bonus for me. So yeah, I'm really loving Sunsets and Capri. Last but not least on my list is Byredo's Powder Freak. This is I think this is the most expensive perfume in my collection, but honestly I think it is so worth it. And this, I have it also in 100ml, just like the Sunsets and Capri, and this one is described as a citrus woody floral scent. However, on my skin it smells a little bit different, and you can see I've used it quite a bit lately. I've been reaching for it so much. I think this is actually an all-round perfume, not just the spring and summer. Even though this is described as a citrus perfume, for me, all I can smell is mango. On my skin, it just smells like a mango smoothie. It just smells like a ripe mango that you cut through and then you're like biting into it. And this one is so nice. It doesn't last too long on my skin, a good 6 hours, and it definitely projects well. And it is a gentle projection. The thing about niche perfumes, especially Byredo, I feel like it's very soft. You can't really smell it too much like it's a perfume. It's very natural and organic, which I think is so hard to do, because with all perfumes it smells a little bit artificial, right? But this one smells like you're carrying fruit onto you. It's just so natural, and I love the blend of the perfumes. But let's get to the notes. In the top we have some target, lemon, blackcurrant, bergamot, and African orange flower. I think it's the mixture of blackcurrant and the lemon as well as bergamot that gives me that mango scent. A very rounded scent. I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes notes are sharp. This one's just very rounded and it kind of envelopes you. And in the middle we have some violet, cyclamen, as well as jasmine. The violet I think is really nice because it gives a tangy finish, and something quite unusual in my perfumes. I don't really always enjoy violet, but this one's quite nice. It gives it some extra dimension. And in the base we have some vetiver, musk, amber, and cedarwood. I definitely smell the cedarwood. That gives it a little bit of that like natural and tree scent to it, which I think is gorgeous. But this one is something that whenever I wear it, it just makes me feel happy. And because it's so natural smelling, I feel like I literally just ate some fruits, and I feel so healthy and energetic when I put this on. It is truly amazing. Very steep price. Would I say it's worth it? Honestly, to some degree, it is worth it, because this is my favorite perfume in my collection. Apart from Lancome Trésor Midnight Rose, that's my favorite scent. But as a perfume's quality, this one is definitely #1 in my collection. I think if you're really a fragrance lover, I think Byredo is truly something you should consider, and Powder Freak is my favorite. I tried a lot of samples and this one was the one I decided to go full size in, and I do not regret it. I think it is amazing, and yeah, it is just worth the price point. But if you can get it on sale, that's better. Again, the magnetic cap, it's just amazing. Well guys, that is it for today's perfume recommendation for the spring and summertime and just warmer months in general. These are my top 5 and ones I'll be reaching for constantly throughout this season, and These are just holy grails. I absolutely adore them. Obviously, these aren't the ones I'll be restricting myself to, but these are ones I love the most, and I think you guys should give it a sniff and try. It is just gorgeous. I have a mixture of designer and niche, but apart from that, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and try out some of these perfumes. Truly, they are incredible. You will not be disappointed, but definitely still customize it to what notes you like and give it a spritz on your skin. I recommend definitely asking for a sample because sometimes the body chemistry just messes with the notes and it smells different on every person. So before you commit to a full bottle or a more expensive perfume, try it out first. Our money needs to be worth it. Apart from that, that is it for today's video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel. That would, as always, mean a lot to me. And comment down below what are your favorite perfumes so far for the season. Yeah, comment down below what are your favorite fragrances right now and I'll check them out. But that is it for today's video and I'll see you guys for the next one.